Hey guys, this will be video number 2. I've decided that I took some feedback from the first video that I had, and some of you guys said you would like to hear whatever with the car instead of the music. Got that. But so what I might do is I'm thinking about putting up what I've got, showing you guys what's coming up. I'm going to try and make up a new video every week. We've got a selection of different things that were going on at the same time. So the first thing we've got to do, we've got a few different cars I'll show you in this video. I'll try and put up a couple of progressive photos to show you where things have come and where they are now. So the first car that we've got a FG Falcon. Obviously we'll have a look at the XR8 that we had before. I've got a BA Falcon NA plus T, and then I've got a little Mitsubishi Mirage that I've decided that I'll enter into the Tasmanian Circuit Racing Championships next year. So that's pretty exciting. If we can get this big rig into the Mirage, I reckon that'll be a good idea. But anyway, first things first, we're going to show you there. So this is the FG. Nice set of aerials there, the GME 2.1 litres, 2.1 metres. So when I first got this was stock as a rock. Had nothing really much going for it except for maybe the car and the motor. So I just put a set of 18-inch forged autos, nothing special with them. They just, I think, just set the car up real well. It's got a 5-post bull bar, which is absolutely huge. Cost me more than the car actually, but yeah, I think that was, I can batter my way through just about everything with that. So coming around, I had some custom because if you don't know, I'm in Tasmania, and I'm doing this FG up to take to Denny. So I've entered into the circuit work competition, and I wanted to make a pretty shit hot B&S ute, so that's obviously there's more sign work, a few stickers on the back. Went a little bit nuts again, must love some stickers. Went around, it's pretty straight really. So that's a bit of the walkthrough. So she's a Barra, but something special about this Barra. So I'll just lift up the bonnet for you so you can see. So first of all, we've got a decent exhaust. Can't really see down there, but there's a high flow cap, and there's a custom dual pipe exhaust all the way through, and then obviously the pacemakers. On the other side, we have a supercharger. It's recently been put together, been done by the very talented man in Deloraine at McKay Customs. Jake and McKay. So if you're in Tassie and you're sort of looking for anything out of the ordinary, hit him up, because this guy, he was an absolute magician. So obviously it's running about 13 pound. Obviously the built bracketing and also blow off valve. We had to change ECU because in the conversion we ended up having to change gearbox. I was under the impression it was already a ZF6, but it was actually the 5-speed auto. So we had to change to the ZF6. And then with that, obviously the ECU, wire in the ECU, the ZF6 wiring harness and everything into the car. We've got let's see if I can sit down here. We've got a little trans cooler and a cooling fan for the charger. All there. It's quite noisy, so we'll start it up in a minute because the fan's quite noisy as well as the charger. So when the motor got pulled apart, and decided if you're going to do anything like this, you might as well do it properly. So we got the valve springs redone, the head studs, and all the valve seats and all that. And then we ended up changing the timing chain, because the guide was actually sitting on top of just near the oil pump gears. So I was dangerously close of skipping teeth and having to pull it apart anyway. And then we decided Well, the gearboxes are coming off. We're doing that, so we decided to take initiative and sort of reseal the motor, front and back seals, all new gaskets and whatnot. Obviously upgraded the injectors, the upgraded fuel pump just to keep up to the charger, new battery, nothing special there. But that's where my UHF control module is for the UHF. Pretty fandangled when I decided to put that in. You can put it underneath it out of the way, so all in the cab. When I show you inside the cab, all I've got is a handset. Everything's through the handset. So that's the motor. She got dynoed at 270 kilowatt, which is not too bad for a 6-cylinder. So that's the cab. Have a faithful fire extinguisher. So got 360,000 Ks, but as I said, the motor's been freshened up, so that shouldn't really matter. But apart from that, it's not actually a bad looking rig. So put the sports bar on it. It did have a tonneau cover when I first bought it, but obviously don't need that. Took that off. Eventually we'll put a light bar up there, some lights, and I've got some well, I might put in a flagpole, I don't know. Danny's not a little while away yet, but I'll start it up. You probably won't be here anything, but I'll just start up and see, just give you guys a listen. So that, it's got a pretty beefy note to it. And obviously that charger, pretty noisy at the front end. Get a few looks at the lights, so thinking, oh, my thermofan's bloody blowing up or something. But here it is. So I'll move on to the next one. So there she is. There's my turbo. So it's not an XR6. It's just a standard XT BA Falcon. I bought this down Hobart Way from a bloke who'd, I think he must have bought it the way it was. It's already turboed. Not a bad system on it. So she's actually been resprayed. We resprayed it. Well, I didn't. I've got a friend of mine that was very, very clever. So she did all the work with the body and that. Still get to put the back bar on. The back bar, we've got a plastic weld and put together. We can't actually find another back bar for it. So we decided we're going to plastic weld and then fiberglass and fix the rear bar. And when that's done, we'll repaint it and put it on. And it does sit quite high. Fuel clap's open. Put that back. Sit quite high at the moment, but I've got a set of King springs for it. King Leafs. Ultra lows. They help lower it off. Put a set of coilovers in the front to help sort of get a nice stance. And obviously with the rear leaves that we're going to be putting in it, it should be fairly solid handling and whatnot. This thing has been gone from one extreme to the other. This was on 4 different colours when I first bought it, so you know it's already gone through a transformation. The sunroof is yet to be desired. We've got to do a bit of work to that, so we've just got to be tape around the top. Seal is a bit knackered, and actually the glass is even a bit warped as well, so yeah. But anyway, that's what it is. And I'll move on to the Mirage now. And there she is. That's my little track car. So I bought this from a bloke in Penguin by the name of Rick Bird. He's got his own channel. anyone that's interested in circuit racing or racing in Tasmania in general, or anything to do with motorsport, actually, you should look him up. Very, very knowledgeable bloke. He's very widely regarded, does a bit of commentary down at Simmons Plains and whatnot, does a bit of racing as well. Obviously his name's on the side of it. Still got to customise and that. So at the moment she's a Jessie spec, no front brakes. We'll fix that. Nice ultralight wheels. It's a 1.5 litre 5-speed manual. Then you see the tailpipe outside. It's actually quite a beefy little car for what it is. It sounds pretty whatever. It's like a go-kart on steroids, really. This thing actually handles really well. It's got a set of coilovers in it, and as you can see, the interior has been stripped. So yeah, she's not a bad looking rig. Now, this is probably our least desirable car at the moment. Doesn't look as nice as all the rest of them, but this is a 1988 Nissan XFN. So basically it's a Ford with a Nissan badge. So we picked it up from mounted back of nowhere, and back in Launceston there. Didn't pay much for it. It's actually quite straight. Looking around the sides, it's actually quite neat, really. No rust. Normally you see rust through here. Like, it's actually really, really rare. It's like, there's got a lot of surface rust, obviously, or patina. People, I think that will change. I will respray this. This is on gas as well. So there he is. She's a 250 crossflow. Bit fucking messy underneath here, isn't it? But as I said, there's no structural rust anywhere. Like, yeah. And there she is. Nissan Ute XFN. So, but it begs me to believe, understand why they do this, but anyway, she's a pretty straight for what it is. So this is our project car that we'll be getting into. When we start this, we'll definitely start putting it up. Just got the AU wheels, got a set of spacers on the front because they don't quite fit. And obviously, the back, taillight's knackered, but the back tailgate, we all know about that. And then I think anyone that's still got a keen eye would have noticed that front bar. So, I'm no Toyota expert, I'm pretty sure that's a Hilux front bar made to sort of fit the XF. Now, I thought it fits. It does look pretty cool, sort of, it's a bit different, but it's not an XF. So we'll definitely change that. And then obviously in the background, the XR8 you've already seen. So this will be in action on the weekend, Saturday, down at Baskerville. I've never been to Baskerville, but obviously entering the Circuit Racing Championship next year, I wouldn't mind finding out a bit more about it. But yeah, there you are. Oh, hang on a bit. You've probably seen it, you probably want to know what it is. That's my XR8 other on. So that's a 6-speed manual, 5.4 litre Boss 260. She's just been cammed, full exhaust, got a growl intake, and then she got dynoed. So she's been dynoed at 241, and that's 230. So this is pretty much the same as each other, except for this is a 6-speed auto, and it hasn't been cammed. So I didn't decide to cam this when I got this because I just figured how much it was going to cost me to cam for the sort of output that I was going to get. It probably wasn't going to be that much of a difference. And to be honest, I don't really want to flog this too hard. It's only got like 93 or 94,000 K, so yeah, try and keep this in pretty good nick in that lovely breeze colour. Like, well, just don't see many of this colour anymore. So here you are. So next on the weekend we'll put up some footage of the XR8 in action at Baskerville. I'm going to try and see what we can do down there, get the lay of the land, work it all out, just basically experience the track really. That's all we're going down for. And then 29th of August we're going to be back in the XR8. We're going to be down Highclere for the Northwest Car Club's Motorcana. So we'll be pushing this back out there and having a bit of a play. And yeah, we're really gonna, I should have probably started this a long time ago so you could sort of see a lot of the progress that we've done, especially with the BA turbo. We've pretty much done everything to that. So when we first bought it, it was a piece of shit really. It was just, the turbo setup was actually quite bad. We had to replace all the clamps, get it all going. The turbo needs to be replaced to fit my new exhaust. We've got a 4-inch stainless to go on it, but we've got fitment issues with the turbo and whatnot, and the turbo that's on it at the moment is running 12 pound and doesn't quite fit the exhaust, and we can't make the exhaust fit the turbo because the actuator flap or the wastegate is on the backing plate, and if we take that away, well then the wastegate will have to either be plumbed in somewhere else or whatever. So we'll just decide to go with a GT35 82, I think it is, turbo. It's got a bit of ball bearings and that upgrade, so she's going to be definitely worth the money to, if you're going to do something, you might as well do it properly. So when we do more to that, we'll put up videos of that. And yeah, that's it. So like and subscribe. We're going to keep putting videos up every week, something different, especially when we go to Denny in the FG. So we're going to be in the circuit work competition up there. So I think it's the GME Denny Ute Muster Australian Championship circuit work competition. So that'll be pretty fun, and there'll be heaps of footage of that. Hopefully I do well. If not, I don't care. I'm just have to have a good time really. I've never been, so it's going to be an experience all to itself. But anyway, I'll leave it there, and I will see you guys later. And I'll keep putting up videos, and you just tell me what I'm doing wrong, like the internet's really good at. And if you want to see anything more of, or you think you got some ideas for us to help us with any of our builds, love to sort of hear about it. Like, I'm learning at the same time. I'm doing a lot of this stuff, all learning, so I'm trying to do the best I can. So when we do things, we're going to be doing things the best of our knowledge. So if we do something that you guys think, oh no, don't do that, let us know. I'm open to suggestions. So yeah, but anyway, I'll get going and see you in the next.